So next we will be talking about office rules.
Number 1, make sure that you respect the space because it is one of the undergraduate admissions officers' desks, and they really don't like it when we move things around or like take their stuff. So don't move anything. Don't take anything. We'll be giving you all the materials. Don't take their pens. Don't take their post-its. They get really mad. Oh yeah, and don't move their chairs, like the adjustable ones. Don't move it. Just don't move anything. Just don't worry. We'll give you all the supplies. Also, we're only calling in-state students, so all of the students coming from senior weekend and for all of the overnight programs are from California.
When you're done with your folders, there will be 2 separate boxes to turn them in. One will be marked completed, so those will be the folders that are completed and there are no follow-up questions that that students may want to know about. But if they do have any follow-up questions or you feel that the students need guidance to another department, turn it into the follow-up box. So the completed box or the follow-up box.
And you'll know if you need to turn it into the follow-up box because on the piece of paper that you'll get, the gold, green, or blue one, question number 5 is going to have note, need for a follow-up call if student has requested one or you believe one would be very helpful. That is when you put it in the follow-up box. If they're complete and they have no questions, just put it in the completed box. Now we're going to talk to you about instructions for dialing. Okay, so when you're dialing a 510 number, you are going to dial 9 and then the 7-digit number. You don't need to dial the area code. So it'll be like this, 9-555-1234. And then if you're calling outside of a 510 number, say for example a SoCal number or another Bay Area number, you'll be dialing 9, then 1. And then the 4-digit number. So it'll go 9-1-408-555-1234.
Yes, and just remember to dial carefully, especially when you're dialing the outside 510 area codes. Sometimes people call 911.
And then the police department comes up and they're like, so what's the problem?
So yeah, try to avoid that. Also, our priority is on SoCal students because we want to invite them to visit the Bay Area. We don't only invite SoCal students, we also invite students from Bay Area and Central Cal.
And the reason why SoCal students are such a priority is we need them to schedule their flight times. So make sure if you're calling a student from SoCal, make sure that they, if they're gonna come, tell them to register for their flight times because we really need it like ASAP.
Okay, so next we will be talking about possible expectations from student reactions. So some students when you call will have different responses depending on whether or not they know if they got accepted, because some students might not know yet that they were accepted. So some students might not know, and when you talk to them and tell them about it, they might be really excited. So, please join them in the excitement, but just not too excited.
Yay!
You don't want to cause like a heart attack or anything. And the opposite situation, they might be really suspicious. So reassure them that it is a legit program.
Yes, we are legit. We are part of OUA.
We are not telemarketers or anything, so just make sure, and if they really want to make sure, tell them it's on their Berkeley app. They should have been invited online. And yeah, join them in the celebration. It's
like
a really good thing to invite them. So yes.
Also, in the case that you don't get a hold of a student, you can leave them a message. Just on the message, tell them not to call back the OUA number. You're allowed to leave them your personal phone number if you want to make sure that, for example, if they're a senior weekend attendee, you can give them your personal phone number so you can make sure that they're coming and that they get all the information that they need. Also on the message, really emphasize My Berkeley app because the information is on there. And then be prepared to have a lot of information or like really quick information when you leave the messages because, when you're leaving a voicemail, messages are really timed. So make sure it's really quick. Just be like, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. Don't worry, we'll give you a prompt for that one too.
Another reminder: if the students aren't there but their parents are, you can ask if you can ask the parents if you can have their student's phone number if you want to call them on their phone number if you don't want to leave a message. But just make sure you ask the parents first for their permission.
And also put it on the piece of paper that their parents gave you their phone number.
Yes.
Okay, so these are your last very important reminders. Number 1, you're only going to be allotted 8 to 10 minutes per phone call because we have to get through a lot of students. So if a student really has a lot of questions, either you can give them your personal phone number, or if they're a senior weekend attendee, tell them, oh, I'll talk to you about it at senior weekend. Or if you need to, you can redirect them to the OUA phone number later. And in your packet, just remember that there's going to be a list of phone numbers that you can provide for the students.
Make sure when you're talking to them, be professional, but also approachable at the same time. People will be around the space to help you if you need to ask questions about anything about the procedures or anything like that.
Also, if you're going to be participating in phone banking, we would really appreciate it if you would email bridgesinfo@list.berkeley.edu, because Bridges needs to tell the Office of OUA how many students are going to be there for calling. So when you email them, put your name, the date, the times that you're going to be available, and the organization that you're in, so PASS, and or Bridges if you want to do that. Because OUA is going to be providing food and drinks, so they really need to know when you're going to be there and how many students, so they make sure that they have enough food and stuff.
Also, if you are talking to SoCal students, we do want to emphasize that you make sure they check their Berkeley app online and RSVP ASAP. Because we need to schedule the flights to find out how many students to reserve spaces for.
And also, if they're a SoCal student and they're not really sure about it, tell them they need to really think about it really fast, because the flights are really limited, so yeah.
If you have any more questions about phone banking or welcoming in general,
or if you want to just volunteer for senior weekend,
you can contact us at sw.welcoming at gmail.com.
And if you want to be one of the volunteers, you can also email us at volunteeroc@gmail.com if you just want to volunteer in general. Okay, we just want to say thanks for watching our video, and we're just going to ask you a couple of questions later to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yes, we will see you there.
Bye!